Under the learn something new every single day, you know, that whole sentence, I just learned something really new that is going to help me. My threads are a mess. I carry them around in Ziplocs, they get all tangled with each other, I wind up cutting them apart, and I was just informed that there is a little slot at the top of each spool of Mettler thread, which I've been carrying in baggies, totally unrestrained, and I can even show you better on this top of our huge plastic Mettler spool. There is this slot with little teeth inside, and if you take your end of your thread and wrap it around there a couple times, it holds it. You don't have the big mess that I have. So I've been using Mettler thread for 20 some odd years, and I didn't know this, and I had a big mess and wound up throwing a lot away. So this is something new I learned today, and now you know it too. So we're going to go on with our project, and we're going to do the last stage of the makeup, which is the echo. And what I like about an echo is it's a very, very tiny echo, very close to your feather stitching, and I do it in a lighter color and in a lighter weight thread. Another thing that you can do with this is you can do it in a matching color, and that puts all the emphasis on your feather. So you've got choices. Match your fabric. In other words, if I'd use cream, that would be color 703. I know a lot of the Mettler color numbers, it's kind of a sickness. If I had used 703, you would have seen the green poly sheen thread more. Using the light green gives an emphasis to the whole feather. So I'm going to continue with the light green just because I liked it on this piece. And an echo, if you can position your quilt so that you're working sideways, you're going to have a better field of vision and see it better rather than working top to bottom or bottom to top. I think I see it better. So I'm going to bring up my bobbin thread again, like I've been saying with every single thread here. And what I have in the top and the bobbin is I have the fine embroidery thread, that's the 60 weight, and again, the color chart is on the back. And that's all the colors, and I have this really pretty pale green. And by echo, to pop out the feather, I mean you get really, really close. I usually go around a 1/16 of an inch. Now I've been told, I had a class where I was telling them, oh no, real close, real close. You want to get about a 1/16 of an inch. And this lady put her hands on her hips and she said, don't you talk to me about 1/16 and 30 seconds. I had enough trouble with 1/8. So if you need to be a little further out, you can, but I would say that the closer you get, the nicer the feathers are going to pop out. And again, the wool batting helped with that as well. I'm going to go right in there, again, about a 1/16 of an inch off. They don't have to be perfect. Again, this is freehand. I tell my classes over and over, you don't have to be perfect in freehand. If you want every feather to look like every other feather, buy a stencil and use a stencil. Don't even bother doing it freehand. And you could also do this with stencil work if you wanted to. They have stencils for just about everything, but beautiful feather stencils. So I'll just keep going around. So that I would just keep continuing. But what I did on this one is I did a double layer. You know, I did one and then went all the way around again. I've done some with triple, you know, which gives it even more emphasis. It's totally up to you how much echoing you want to do. But echoing is mainly for the purpose of popping out those feathers and giving them some loft, particularly if you're using wool batting. I've seen people do some show type quilts where they want more stability along with the poofiness, and so you could put a layer of cotton batting on next to the back of your quilt and then put a layer of wool batting on top, and that'll give you the stability of the cotton and also the poofiness of the wool. So hopefully this will give you some ideas of some fun things you can do with some different thread weights. I used all Mettler threads. I used 5 different types and weights of Mettler threads, all in the same piece, to give us a really pretty back and a really pretty top.